high level of good sportsmanship. Please demonstrate good sportsmanship throughout tonight's contest. Please stand and remove your hats, and we will hear our national anthem. And now for tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the Bremerton Lady Knights. Number 34, a freshman, Elizabeth Lamoureux. Number 4, a sophomore, Alyssa Beach. Number 14, a senior, Sawyer Clue. Number 21, a freshman, Sienna King. And number 22, a freshman, Alicia Hereford. The Lady Knights are coached by head coach Debbie Lindgren and assisted by John Standridge. And now, for your North Kitsap Vikings. Number 10, a sophomore, Molly Lemon. Number 13, a senior, Kristen Brown. Number 14, a junior, Rebecca Baugh. Number 15, a senior, Hannah Snyder. And number 20, a freshman, Ainsley McKenzie. Coached by head coach Kim French and assisted by Dave Snyder, Kalia Makaipi, and Kim Salembo. Tonight's officials include Teresa Smith, Jack Lawson, and Silas Fonte.
Welcome to West Sound TV presents high school basketball. It's Friday night. We're up in Paulsbo as the North Kitsap Lady Vikings host the Bremerton High Lady Knights. I'm the Dr. Doc Parr from West Sound TV, joined by Patricia Ann on the camera and Kitty Campagna on that other microphone, and streaming it live on the KitsapSun.com. And Kitty, this is going to be a pretty interesting game and pretty important in the standings in the Olympic League.
You're so correct, Doc. As you had noticed that they are number 4 and 5, and it's the top 4 teams that make it to the next level, that district. So it is going to be huge who wins this. One of them is 5 and 6, and that's the Lady Knights, but they're on a 3-game winning streak. And then North Kitsap Lady Vikings 6 and 4.
Well, and actually, I believe it's for in the last 2 positions, as you mentioned, and that 4 number in the loss, or 6 in the loss column for Bremerton, is not impossible to make up because they're counting tonight are 4 more games left.
Right, they have some time to do that, so that's really important.
And starting out for the North Kitsap Vikings, we have number 10, Molly Lemon, number 13, co-captain Kristen Brown, 14, co-captain Rebecca Baugh, 15, co-captain Hannah Snyder, and number 20, freshman Ainsley McKenzie starting for them.
And this is Kristen Brown's first game back after injuring her ankle, which was kind of a tear slash pull. So it's one of those things where they're going to have to find out what her stamina is and how well she can readjust. She's only had one practice.
And Bremerton in their blue and gold starts Alyssa Beach, Soya Klug, Sienna King, Alicia Hereford, and another freshman, Elizabeth Lamoureux. And both teams had wins in their last contest.
And that one is off. That was number 13, Kristen Brown, trying to get her stroke back here.
And we discussed it last week when John was working with us at the Olympic game. There's a lot of parity here at the Olympic League. There's 6 teams fighting for those 4 positions, and the undefeated team is no longer undefeated thanks to the Kingston Buccaneers.
I know, little Miss Carper just got hotter than heck and just made threes from everywhere. Of course, it was a team effort as well, but that was very cool.
And you know, coming up, we do have Kingston at Olympic.
We
That's
do
gonna
next
be a
Tuesday.
Good one.
We've not gotten to see Olympic yet this year, and we're excited to see him play. A steal by Baugh. She is one of the team leaders on that.
Oh, and
Baugh
they've
puts
got
it back
the
up.
move. Nice
No.
pickup, but nobody can put it through that iron so
There
far.
is no doubt in my mind there is plexiglass on top of both of those baskets.
Yeah,
Gonna
we
get a
got a
hand
whistle.
check. That is Silas Pontes making the call. Also out there we have Jack Lawson and Teresa Smith.
Now, might he be related to Napua Fontes
Yes.
from Kingston?
That is a positive. Dave Ziesmer gave us that info, and I consider him a fairly reliable source.
Yeah, foul's going to be called down low on the Vikings, and it looks like that one's going to go to Molly Lemon.
And that's going to be on
it's
Rebecca Baugh.
Baugh.
For some reason, the player foul isn't going up right now. Sawyer Klug breaks the plexiglass finally.
Yeah, we finally have a point on the board at the 5:46 mark, and it's for Bremerton. And now Bremerton are 6 back in the loss column with a couple of wins, and especially tonight.
Oh,
Tonight
certainly.
is basically a 2-way differential if Bremerton were to win tonight.
Correct. That was going to be a travel on that. She saw Molly Lemon open and got so excited that she just kind of got in between steps on that. And then you have Kingston there at 8-3, Olympic at 8-3, and Squim at 7-3. So it's all crazy.
And that, and PA, of course, on top. So there's the 4. And so NK and Bremerton have got to fight their way in.
They do, but I mean, they could get both of them could make it yet. Sawyer Klug for 2 more and the foul.
North at 6-4, and as I said, even though Bremerton is at 6 in the loss column, which is what you look at, if they beat Bremerton tonight, it's a loss for Bremerton and a win for North. That puts those right next to each other.
Klug has all 5 points that are up on the board right now.
So we're at the 5:15 mark in number 1, Bremerton up 5-zip.
So far, none of Baugh's shots going down. She's going to play some really tough defense on Beach right now. Junior on a sophomore.
Oh, look at that. Hereford tightly guarded.
See, this is one of the things. They didn't just miss Kristen Brown scoring. They missed her defense. And there's Klug for 2 more. Klug scored 36 the first time these 2 teams met, and that was with them keen on her. So she is one dangerous person out there.
Well, Bremerton took the win in their last game against North Mason. And who did North play? Let's see.
I have North defeating Klahowya last time.
Okay. 442 in number 1, so both teams coming off wins here. And you know, last Bremerton game that we did, the girls game, I was really impressed with the freshman there, Alicia Hereford.
She did a nice job. Alicia did an excellent job. She, her coach said that these freshmen are growing up right in front of her eyes because they're having to play. She started 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and then everything senior Sawyer Klug.
There's only 2 seniors on that Bremerton team, Sawyer being one, the other one, Lacey Johnson, who's also a co-captain.
Lacey had a good game the last time we saw her. She had 10 points.
And North just cannot break that cover on the basket. It's 7-0 still, 4:30 in number 1.
It's as if this weren't their home gym and they weren't familiar with the rims and were shooting for the wrong set or something.
Oh,
it's a
good
steal by
takeaway.
Brown.
Kick over. There we go. North Kitsap Vikings are on the board, and it was Ainsley McKenzie, another freshman for Coach French.
Exactly. He's pretty excited about what she's able to do out there. Beach tries to split the defenders. Not a good idea against those 2.
And you know, both of these teams are relatively young teams. We just said 2 seniors on Bremerton, and it looks to me like there's only 3 on North.
You got Brown, Snyder, and Megan Knold, who will not be playing tonight. She's injured.
Oh, it was a good idea, but probably considering the Bremerton D is a little taller.
Well, that was the idea. Get it in under quickly before they can set up.
7-2 lead for the Knights, who have the ball.
Might have been a little bit of a hold prior to that, yeah.
Oh, we got the call.
And on Brown.
You know, that's 14 fouls now on the Vikings at the 3:46 mark at number 1. They're going to have to be a little careful on that. Oh, nice inbound and put through.
And you just can't let Klug have that easy of a shot. Now, I can say that. I always laugh at announcers who point out the obvious, and that's pretty obvious.
Oh, nice
That's
shot.
a 2.
Only worth 2, but a good-looking shot.
Hannah Snyder, one of those seniors shooting that.
3:20 to go here. Oh, a takeaway by the Vikings. And off the glass and in for junior Rebecca Baugh, another co-captain.
And now we're up to 6, so only 3 points separating the 2 teams now. That kind of defense can make offense pretty quick.
Shot is off, ball loose, and run down nicely by Baugh.
What Baugh has going for her is she's so much more than just a guard out there.
Oh, into the corner,
Nice
shots
rebound by
out.
Lemon.
Put back off, and Bremerton tried to save it, but on the out-of-bounds line, so North will get the inbound. 29 seconds on the shot clock, so plenty of time there. And the Vikings only down by 3 now. They tried to, it was a good idea to go back inside for a moment and then probably do the kickback out, but got loose, and Bremerton has the ball at 2:30.
Bremerton Sienna King, a freshman, number 21 into the game. Here comes Hereford.
Oh, look at it, off the glass, won't go down, and a nice board that time by Molly Lemon.
Pretty much everybody here was amazed that didn't go down, including Hereford.
That was a nice drive.
It was very pretty. Rebound by Lemon, back out to her senior.
Oh, a
For
shooter's
2.
touch there. Kristen Brown keeping the Vikings in the game so far.
Her first 2 points. We have 4 Vikings with 2. That adds up to 8 by
That's
any of my
right.
math.
It's a 1-point game. Bremerton up 9, but the Vikings have come back from a 7-0. It was 7-zip, so 9-8. The Vikings are getting their wake-up call.
Oh, Brown's going to take a seat. That's at least 2 fouls on her.
Well, we don't have it up on the board, do we?
We don't right now.
Bummer.
Hannah Snyder back in the game.
Down low, inside, working the paint, and they're going to blow the whistle. That'll go against sophomore Molly Lemon and send Bremerton up to the free throw line.
Freshman Elizabeth Lamoureux. Opportunity to give the Bremerton a couple more points here.
And you know, Coach Lindgren from Bremerton has had 3 freshmen starting.
Correct. A sophomore and a senior.
Pretty amazing, actually. And that always portends good for the future.
Oh, it certainly does. And what she was most excited about, because I was trying to say how exciting it was how they had won the game against Kingston. She was most excited that her JV team won because she said last time they were thoroughly defeated by this North Kitsap group.
And that last 2 for Bremerton scored by Sawyer Klug.
Just 10 of the 11 points. Or she has all 11, I'm sorry.
Oh, good pass inside and a foul to going up to the free throw line will be Molly Lemon for the Vikings with 1:23 left to go in number 1.
This is huge growth in Molly's game from last year, her strength in her hands and being able to catch that pass. I've always loved her hustle, the way she is always where she should be, and it's really nice to see that as well.
First shot off the front of the iron. Still a 3-point lead, but she'll have a second. And it drops.
Wasn't sure anyone was going to follow it eventually. All in full court pressure.
Uh-oh. And not only did Molly make a good move trying to take that steal away, she got a foul tag to Bremerton.
That goes on 34, Elizabeth Lamoureux.
And so North Kitsap will have the inbound, and bringing it in will be Hannah Snyder.
Leah Nolting into the game for Bremerton.
Into Molly, back out to Rebecca. Shot is off the iron, but a good board there by Melissa Hamblett. Melissa in the game now for Coach French. That's kind of interesting. Coach French, of course, the volleyball coach, and now the girls basketball coach. Yeah, we do see a few of volleyball players out there on the hardwood.
He gets some. I'm not sure as the volleyball coach what you want. You know, I kind of like where they play more than one. Unfortunately, that's a travel on number 21, Sienna King.
Well, you know, that nowadays so many coaches just don't want their athletes to play anything else. Coach Les Ethorn down at East High School in Bremerton, he always wanted them to play football in the fall and baseball, or if you have to, track in the...
Exactly. I'm of that belief as well, that they become so specialized and on these elite teams. And they do get better. It is their one way of possibly picking one at a Division I school, the block by Klug.
Very nice.
But, or even a junior college. But I kind of think you miss out on some of the fun of all the other sports.
Oh, you do. And, you know, really at this level, unless you've started out at age 5 like the tennis pros,
which I do believe you. And the block, that was gorgeous by Hannah.
I mean, you really should try many different things. And really, Coach Ethorn used to say that it gave you different skills that were still good or worthwhile in basketball.
Exactly.
Oh, nice move by Sawyer.
Good, solid rebound.
25 seconds left to go in number 1. Vikings down by 2. Nice job of ball movement by the Vikings. Shot clock is off. 9 seconds on the game.
That one's going to go a little deep.
4 seconds. Bremerton's got to head up court quickly. They're not going to get the shot off, and they don't. And
they got a shot, but it was a little late.
It was after the end of period number 1. And the Bremerton High Knights up 11-9 over the North Kitsap Vikings. And after a very quick start by Bremerton, the Vikings kind of got their rhythm and got back into the game.
They certainly did. Was it 7-zip or 9-zip before the Vikings started scoring? And what the Vikings have done is it is a group effort. They have 5 different girls who have scored. Guess how many Bremerton has? You got it, Doc. 1. For those of you at home who can't read the fact that he's lifted 1 finger.
Well, and it wasn't that finger.
No, it was
not. I'm not an ice skater.
You're not in trouble, Doc.
A speed skater.
Your name is not Sherman. We're not getting in any trouble. So it was. So it is a one-person effort at the moment. Not that there hasn't been some good play by some of the other girls. Hereford had a great drive. Their Elizabeth Lamoureux went in and got fouled, just not able to put down the free throws yet. So, you know, you don't do it as a single person, but obviously right now Klug is.
And as we said, Bremerton coming in on a winning streak. And that's exactly what they need if they want to get up into that top 4 in the Olympic League. And one of the teams they could displace are these Vikings.
That's exactly true. So Vikings are going to need this win.
Just underway in period number 2 up here in Paulsbo. Bremerton with the ball in the inbound. Quick shot is off, and a nice rebound that time by Kristen Brown.
Coach willing to give her some more time, even though she has 2 fouls. Great
and the errant pass, takeaway by Klug for the Bremerton High Knights.
Hamlet does a good job of catching up to the person underneath.
Bremerton so far is really trying to work it inside.
Not a bad idea. There's some openings there.
Well, not at the beginning of the game. Oh, there's an opening for Rebecca Bond. 3 points to give the Vikings their first lead tonight, 12-11.
Wasn't until the second quarter that they were able to do that.
So Bremerton will start out working it around the 3-point line.
Klug with the drive and dish. And that was the old
I'm not sure what that
driveway play.
Yeah.
I know that one against my brother. Yeah.
But it was finished up nicely by Sawyer Klug. To put Bremerton back up on top, 13-12.
Oh, those are dangerous passes. Alyssa Beach coming in a little bit
I'm not
hard
a big
on
fan
that.
of that cross-court pass, all right. Oh, another 3-pointer for the Vikings, and that's Kristen Brown. So the senior coming back off the injury.
Boy, she's looking really good.
She sure is.
I've seen her tough on defense. That's her first 3, but she already has 5 points. So an important cog for this North Kitsap team. Nice that they can have her back now when they really need her.
And at the 6:29 mark in the second period, that gives the Vikings a 2-point lead, 15-13. Well, we want to thank the Bremerton, or Kitsap Sun, excuse me. I live in the dinosaur era.
I do know that, Doc.
The KitsapSun.com for streaming this game at KitsapSun.com. So we appreciate that. It's actually a great community service because so many members of the family, the military, who have kids playing out of town, and they get a chance to see their kids play.
Well, and so far, I'm going to have to cross my fingers. The stream's a little choppy from what I'm seeing, but at least it's going out tonight, and we're working on some of the problems we've had. The guys down at the Sun, Brian and Sven, my new best buddies. we have a concept of, I'm not a perfect techie, but they certainly are.
Uh-oh, ball knocked loose by the Knights. And Klug knocked down her partner there, Beach. And that allows the Vikings to get it, go to the iron. Shots off, but they'll get 2 at the free throw line.
Doc, you know that's the problem when you knock the ball away and your teammate gets in front of you. What were they thinking?
Molly Lemon up there.
They bailed Molly out on that. She was underneath the backboard. She did what she's supposed to. You know, you're supposed to go up anytime you can.
6 minutes left to go here in this first half, and the Vikings up by 3, and that's where it's going to stay for the moment. And our referees tonight say that one goes into Bremerton.
But again, there you have Brown almost getting the rebound, seeing that senior leadership.
Oh, almost a takeaway on the inbound, but Klug did a good job of bringing the ball down court, but then Bremerton could not handle the pass.
Boy, that's dangerous to try to steal it from Klug because she can take it to the other end and make you pay for that.
Ball over to Snyder. Down in the corner is Brown.
Oh, that was so pretty, even if it didn't go down.
It was a good play, but the Vikings still have it. Oh, who's going to end up with it? And they're going to say Bremerton.
Tonight, again, we're seeing some great anticipation from these Bremerton girls. They are knowing where the passing lane is, getting their hand in it, and making things happen, even if they trail 16-13.
So Bremerton will get the inbound, and Sawyer Klug will bring it across midcourt. That's Beach.
Beach with the natural left-handed dribble, I believe.
Ball knocked loose. Nice job by Brown, and she gets it back. And we'll get a trip to the free throw line. Boy, Kristen Brown has come to play tonight.
Well, she and Ba have played together for so long that they are really enjoying that combination again. You love the competitiveness when she didn't put it in. She wanted to get 3 the old-fashioned way.
Number 1 down for Kristen.
Kristen leads her team with 6 points. Make that 7. Those are pretty.
And it's now a 5-point lead for the Vikings. Little full court, but Bremerton gets it across the half-court line. Oh, another takeaway. So the North Kitsap defense has been causing some turnovers.
So I said nice things about Bremerton, and I'll say those same things about North Kitsap. Coach told me they were not afraid to run with them. In fact, they're more than willing to try that, and that's showing up right now.
Oh, the outsider's off the front of the iron, but an easy rebound for Brown. Can't make it, and another whistle blows. And it's going to be a 1-and-1 for the Lady Knights as the Vikings get into the penalty.
Ooh, he called that one on Rebecca Baugh. I think I missed what had happened, so I'm sure that's at least 2 on Rebecca.
Or as they say now, the bonus for Bremerton.
Bonus. Sienna King at the line.
And Sienna, a freshman. And number 1 goes down, so she'll get a second shot at it. Second one out, and Bremerton with the rebound. But a takeaway for the Vikings, and they're pushing it quickly to the other end. Nice pass. Oh, they could not complete it. That's too bad. That was a beauty of an assist.
It was. Hamlet was ready. She put it up quickly.
Oh, Beach with the long stop and pop. Won't go down, but the whistle blows, and they're going to say out of bounds.
Nope, they're actually going to call a foul on Sawyer Klug.
Okay, and Bremerton not yet in the penalty. So they've got 16 fouls with 4:27 left to go here in this first half. Oh, good work.
Might have been able to put it up, but
I was going to say, I might have turned around and got off the glass.
but Sawyer Klug was in the area, so you have to realize her height and ability to get somewhere quickly.
Correct. Know your personnel.
That is correct, and know the other people. So.
And ball's loose. Bremerton maintains the possession, but they're going to call a travel on the Knights.
Boy, we could have used some of these in some of the WCC conference game that I watched last night. I would have liked these referees because they're calling the right stuff. It was a pass.
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, a pass. It did not hit iron.
Oh, and this is going to be a foul. I'm not sure I would agree with that, but did get a little too much of the arm. So that's now 1-and-1. I like Melissa. She is already on that line. I know it's a foul and shooting.
And they're going to tag that one to Alyssa Beach, and now 17 fouls. So both teams are in the penalty or the bonus. Oh, Hamlet's first shot almost went down, but rattled out, and Klug with the board for the Knights. Oh, Beach is... I guess that was a shot.
That is how Beach shoots.
Okay.
If you've looked at her size, she's not overly big.
Oh! All right, Rebecca.
Alyssa puts her entire body into it, and I've seen her score many times, so it works.
6-point lead now for the Vikings. 3 minutes to go in the half. Klug with it. Shot is off. Beach tried to keep it alive for Bremerton. North Kitsap coming out of there with it. A little more solid at this point. Took them a while to get going.
It did. And that's part of why it took a while. There's been some strong defense.
Good takeaway. Yep, good takeaway by the Knights. 2:42 left to go.
Hereford doing a great job not panicking when she's surrounded by two.
Uh-oh, there it is. Rebecca Bob misses the layup. And Bremerton gets it. That was a great steal.
It was, and she knew. I love that she went with her left hand because she's very capable of it, but probably didn't need to even, but that's the side of the basket he's on. You don't need to go all the way to the other side.
And she did have that defender.
She did?
Between her and her right hand.
Correct. So, but they have a 20-14 lead with 2:28 remaining here in the first half. Really nice. This has been kind of what I expected. How about you, Doug?
Well, yes, actually. I mean, I was completely surprised by the way Bremerton handled Kingston a week ago.
Me too.
And then when Kingston beats PA, the only undefeated Olympic team, I'm going, oh my goodness, Bremerton is not out of this thing at all.
Right. And we said that night because we saw a lot of good stuff. And, you know, like I said, with Coach Lindgren, if you can't feed off her positivity, then you are missing something.
Well,
she's great.
And of course, you know, Coach, we were with Coach French in November watching his volleyball team down at State.
He and I had a fairly good conversation about that last time we met up, and just what a cool thing that was. And, you know, he had told us that he had gotten a chance to see our production and what a good job we had done, and just, you know, working together as a community. And wow.
And, you know, they ended up number 5 in the state.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Great.
And most of their games went 5. It was just no rest for the weary.
Match with the Spudders was a classic, which North won. Oh, great pass, but Bremerton could not complete it. That was Alicia. Oh, Alicia. Okay.
Correct. And that one was just a kind of a tired pass. I think this is a really smart move by Coach Frank. I was watching Kristen Brown, and you can see a little fatigue.
Well, if she hasn't been playing for a while.
Or practicing.
Practicing even. She's certainly not in game condition.
Correct.
Needs a little time, and they've still got, like I said, 4 more games in the regular season to get her back in shape.
So they're trying to call for 5 seconds, but she was not closely guarded enough. I thought it was an excellent call by Teresa Smith, not calling it.
Oh, that was a nice turnaround by Klug, but it would not go down. The Vikings with it.
Molly Lemon bringing that down.
Oh, Molly in the paint.
Get out of there now. You're waiting for the 3-second call.
And there's no winky eye, so.
No, you like that, don't you? Jasmine Salembo in there. There's
all right.
2.
They're going to count it for 2, but a nice job. The Vikings now have an 8-point lead, 22-14, as we get down towards the second period. Yeah, I'm going to ask Charles how many times he's been down by the winky eye.
That's right. Well, he wouldn't have been because they didn't have it back then.
They didn't have it.
So there, Doc.
Okay. Charles would say, oh, the winky eye. I saw that
I
in the
remember
casino.
that. I remember it well, he'll say.
1:13 left to go in this first half. A good ball game tonight. And Sawyer Klug for the Bremerton High Knights up to the free throw line. And number 1 goes down, so she'll get a second shot. Bremerton has not had too many points here in this second period.
No, they started with 11, so they are only at 15 now. And a little bit stronger defense on some of these. They've had a couple really good opportunities, so you got to like that.
Sawyer Klug completes her 22-16 now.
So you're 5 of 5 from the line tonight. You wonder how she gets all those points. This is Salembo now into the game for North Kitsap.
Yeah, looks like Coach French has got a few of his other players out there. Down to Molly Lemon. Molly gets her own missed shot. Gets the basket and a little whack in the nose. And that's going to be tag 2, Alicia Hereford. And goes down. 25-16, under a minute to go here in the first half.
All of Molly's points have come from the free throw line tonight.
Whistle blows. And Bremerton will be up at the free throw line. They need to put some points on the board. They're down by 9, 25-16. Oh, number one wouldn't go. That's the freshman, Elizabeth Lamoureux, up at the free throw line. 2 is down.
That's her first point of the night. We'll see if North will run some clock off.
Ah, say Klug doesn't want him to do that.
The senior takes on the freshman, Mackenzie.
Possession there at 2 North, though. 22 seconds on the shot clock, 38 on the game clock.
Molly Lemon has it. Hamlet guarded really tight.
Over to this side, counted for 3 for Rebecca Bob.
Boy, there's not much you can do about that. Hereford played her correctly, but Bob stepped in, did the step back, and drained it. She looked like Bobby Smart from University of Portland. Bobby Sharp, sorry. Sharp, that was his name. His name right if you're going to talk about him.
Yes, there were 2 Sharps last night.
One on each team.
I know.
That was an amazing.
Bobby and Josh.
Boy, that was an amazing game.
With 3 OTs on that one.
Exactly.
And our preferred winner,
The Pilots.
the Pilots, did a great job.
They really did.
I mean, I really like that team too. Coach Revenue is just a great coach.
Well, we've gone to a fair amount of those since our youngest is a alum from there. That's one of those that, they are going to shoot it? Okay.
1 and 1 they're saying. Even though, well, yeah, 1 and 1 because Bremerton has 18 fouls. And that will put Annika Kroll up to the free throw line. Actually 9 team fouls on Bremerton.
I didn't even see her enter the game, let alone...
So it is the 1 and 1. Well, Coach Lindgren's giving some other players some playing time here as we wrap down to the bottom of the first half with 13 seconds to go. First one's off, rebound by the Knights. 2-on-1. Could not complete that first one, but a good rebound down low by Lamoureux, and she'll get another trip up the
Boy,
free
she's
throw
been
line.
busy at that line.
She's been strong down low.
Yeah, she's had 6 times at the free throw line already.
And Lamoureux will get the 2. There's 11 team fouls on the Vikings.
10 points separating these 2 teams.
Second one down, make it 9. And North Kitsap's got 4.7 seconds for the last shot.
We'll see if Rebecca knows.
Oh, Bob will take it from beyond pro length, and that one was actually blocked on its way up. It's a 9-point lead for the Vikings here at the end of the first half, 28-19 over the Bremerton High Knights.
Doc, it's pretty much, I think, what we expected. 2 similar teams. Right now, the team with the better record ahead. Just a little bit more teamwork out there, and a lot of things for Bremerton not going down yet. Tough defense on both sides.
I was going to say, a pretty hard-fought contest, and that hard fighting usually comes on the defensive side.
It does.
Well, we're the West Sound TV. I'm the Dr. Doc Parr, Patricia Ann's on the camera, Kitty Campagna on the other microphone. Now, stay tuned. We'll have that second half for you shortly.
Excellent.
Welcome back to West Sound TV presents High School Basketball 2014, and we are up in Paulsbo in a big Olympic League contest as the Lady Vikings from North Kitsap host the Lady Knights from Bremerton. And as we begin number 3, the Vikings up 28-19. I'm the doctor, Patricia Hands on the camera, and Kitty Campagna out of the microphone. And Kitty, that was a pretty good first half of action.
It was extremely busy, a lot of defense, and just these two teams adjusting to the other team.
And North Kitsap in their home white. Nice pass over to Molly Lemon from Kristen Brown, who, boy, they might have missed her when she was out.
I'm thinking, Doc, just a little.
Now.
Well, and Megan Knold had taken up some of that slack, and of course now she's hurt. So, you know, you just have to work with what you have at the time.
And North with the takeaway, now up 30-19, an 11-point lead. Outside shot by Lemon, count it. It's worth 2, or not Lemon, excuse me. That was
Hannah Snyder.
Hannah Snyder, another one of the seniors out there for Coach Tim French. And currently North Kitsap is in the 5th spot in the Olympic League, and they are down by 1 game in the loss column to at least 2 of the teams that are above them.
True. Squim's right above them, and then you have Olympic and Kingston as well. So.
And Klug puts that on the board for the Knights, keeping them close. Just underway in the 3rd period up here at North Kitsap High School. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the inbound by North.
I had Klug with 15 points in that first half, so that's pretty impressive.
Out of the 20.
Out of the
19.
Yes.
At the end of the
out
first.
of the 19, exactly.
Yes, she's an impressive ball player. Nice job that time, though, by Sienna King, the freshman, keeping it alive. And foul is going to be whistled.
That's going to go on Brown, which may be her 3rd foul. I'm not sure.
Fouls on number 13 for the Vikings, Kristen Brown, her 3rd foul.
Well, our PA announcer agrees with you. 3 on Kristen.
And that was one of the first 3-pointers that Klug had been trying. So they must have said it wasn't during the shot itself. It was after.
Ball gets loose, and North Kitsap brings it up the other direction. We're going to round outside. Jump shot is off, and they're going to say knocked out of bounds by the Vikings. Just underway here in period number 3, 32-21 lead for the North Kitsap Vikings over the Bremerton High Knights in the blue and gold. Nice drive on the glass. Shot wouldn't go down. Bremerton got the rebound. Uh-oh, look out.
That looked painful.
It did, but very nice sportsmanship there by Sawyer Klug to help number 13, Kristen Brown, up off the floor.
If I read right, I think those two actually play together on the elite team, along with Rebecca Baugh. So they can be teammates and or competitors.
And Rebecca Baugh's shot is off. Bremerton with the fast break. And Beach can't complete it. And rebound to Baugh, and she gets fouled.
Got to give credit to number 15, Hannah Snyder, who got down there to defend the breakaway. And that foul's going to go on Sienna King, her 2nd foul.
Bob passes it around. Snyder, and North Kitsap will maintain the possession. Nice job by the North Kitsap band tonight.
They've been great.
They have been good. It's great to see them at a girls' game.
Exactly. It's a Friday night. It's a good thing for them to be doing.
And of course, since the Bremerton High Knights are up here, that means down in Bremerton tonight, a huge game on the boys' side between the undefeated Bremerton High Knights and the North Kitsap Vikings.
Exactly, which we in theory should be on BCAT right now, but don't you dare leave our game. Klug is gonna,
Well, the good news with our game is you can see it in replay on BKAT.
that is correct. You can get it a couple different places, so that is excellent.
That's right, going live thanks to the KitsapSun.com and then on replay on the Community Access System. Oh, there's a three-pointer. Count that one for Rebecca.
You know, she scored 10 in that first half, and you don't even notice it at times, and she's already at 13. So just when she gets warm, you'd better have a body on her.
Kendall Beardsley in the game now for the Knights. That's Beach over to Beardsley. Back out to Beach. They'll go down low. Klug will work the paint. The turnaround is good for two. Nice job by Sawyer.
You know, that is not the typical form you'd ask for, but it's kind of what she had to do to get around, and she has gorgeous form. No comment otherwise.
Jump shot. Oh, bounces out for North. Rebound to the Knights.
They get it out to Beach. North doing a good job of getting back on defense.
Bremerton down by 12, 35-23, halfway through this third period, and the takeaway, and the take back. Yeah, Bremerton finally got it back.
Oh, and then Baugh got her hand on that one. Whoa, nice.
And timeout, Bremerton. 3:36 left to go in the third period, and the Vikings now with a 12-point lead, 35-23. And the way the thing started out, it looked like it was going to go Bremerton's way for that first half of the first period, and then North Kitsap kind of got on track.
Well, and we've seen this North Kitsap do spurts.
Yep.
They did spurts against Kingston, and you can tell that they have a confidence out there that when they get behind by, you know, even as much as 10, they're not frightened yet. They know that they can come back. They have several people who can put down threes. You got Baugh, you got Snyder, you got Brown on the bench, so that's going to be a really long three. But so you've got a lot of people who can do that. You know that you can score. You just continue to run your offense and play that tough defense that they do.
Knights with the inbound, Beach to Hereford.
Now, Coach Lindgren doesn't have quite as many weapons, but what a nice job of getting that ball inside.
Oh, good hustle on Sawyer's part. Picking it up off the floor and just going to the hoop.
She's got 21 points already with 3:16 remaining in the third. 21 of the 25 still.
Yeah, North, that's kind of a scary pass, and for that very reason, Bremerton with the takeaway.
Yeah, you didn't see anyone taking charge and saying, I've got it.
Yeah, that's Hereford on the wing. Nice rebound, though, by Klug to keep it alive for the Vikings. New shot clock. Oh, good drive into the middle by Matro.
Yeah, she looked like she might have been clotheslined going there, so we're going to get a push.
Blows. Yeah, I think that's the first time tonight we've seen Krista Matro out there.
I think so. A freshman. What a surprise, Doc. Yeah. I'm amazed they have enough people to play JV because there are so many of these freshmen up here. But their JV team did an excellent job tonight.
That's right. They won that JV contest.
They did.
North Kitsap with it. They've got plenty of time on the shot clock. In and out, but a nice rebound by McKenzie. Oh, great pass. Count it for the assist, and Molly Lemon with the points. I like it when you got a good assist and the shooter completes it.
Yeah, that does help.
That
then you get the assist because they don't count it if they don't make it.
That's right. Klug's
other dish, and you see her doing that.
Travel is going to be called against Bremerton's Hereford. And you know that Kingston game where Bremerton took control of that thing from the very beginning, I really think it was Bremerton's defense.
It was.
It was all takeaways, and they have not been able to establish that defensive pressure yet tonight.
No, they haven't done the same, but they're looking at the size of this North Kitsap team. It's a lot bigger than that Kingston team. So there are some things that they can't do as much. And just a lot of poise on this North Kitsap team as well. But obviously, some poise on that Kingston team that went up to Port Angeles, and I'm not sure if it was home or away, but beat them.
Oh, nice drive, but could not complete it. Molly Lemon coming out of there with it for the Vikings.
Baugh gets it out. Hamlet with it.
Yeah.
And Coach French, I think, called for a timeout.
Okay, I heard the whistle blow, but they kept playing.
They did. Well, I think it's that famed thing. You hear the whistle blow, you put up a shot, because maybe it's
That's
a foul.
Right. 1:19 left to go in the third period, and it's still that 12-point lead for the Vikings, 37-25, but there has been no lack of effort on either side tonight.
No, there's a lot of hustle. I'm loving how they keep running their offenses on both sides. Great passing. You and I are both a little frightened of those cross-court passes, but they're pretty strong. It's the ones that when the person doesn't quite have that strength, you've got to find a different pass.
And North Kitsap will get the inbound. Plenty of time on the shot clock, 21 seconds, and Rebecca Baugh will bring it in. Into Snyder, back to Baugh. She'll go for the three off the glass, and Bremerton with the board.
And again, it's Lamoureux tough under those boards.
Oh, nice pass by Klug. And even though Bremerton could not complete it, they will get a trip to the free throw line, and that's going to be Sienna King, another freshman.
Her only point tonight is she's 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
Under a minute to go in the third. Off of iron, front of the iron.
And Mackenzie going to take a seat, and Julia Ratcliffe into the game for North Kitsap.
Won't go, but Bremerton has still got 28 seconds. Another shot off the iron, but new shot clock, and this time, did they count the 2?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Okay, that was a good effort there by Bremerton to keep things alive. And Sawyer Klug up to the free throw line. Count it, 3 the old-fashioned way.
Baugh finds Kroll.
Good pass, but there were 3 Knights around Kroll.
You know, she made such the right decision because it took her a second to get control.
Yep.
And so she went back out.
With the triple team surrounded her.
She's got some height on her.
28 seconds left to go in number 3. North with the ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Vikings. And the shot is up off the iron, and the rebound to Bremerton. That was Hannah Snyder. Oh, nice pass down low. And going up to the free throw line, the Knights, number 21, Sienna King, her second trip up to the free throw line in just a minute or so here.
That is correct. And again, Snyder able to get down there, but this time with the foul.
There we go, number 1 this time down for Sienna. It was a 2-shot foul anyway, but...
Yeah, she didn't have to earn it.
And second one off, but Klug with the board for the Knights to keep it alive. She'll try the 3-pointer, and that did not hit anything out of bounds, so North will bring it in with 7.5 seconds left to go in the third.
You know, that play works pretty nicely where you just hit it off the back of the iron and then rebounded by your own team. So, good opportunity.
Yeah, that shot is short at the end of 3. The Knights have managed to come back a little bit, down by only 8 now, 37-29. And most of the third period, the Knights were down by around 12 points.
That is correct, and they started out that third period down Well, they were down by 9, so no. They've scored 10 points in this third quarter and only 9 by the North Kitsap team. So definitely a slow.
Well, that would make that
quarter.
8-point deficit now. For
Exactly.
the Bremerton High Knights, or an 8-point lead for the North Kitsap Vikings, 37-29, as we get ready to begin the final period up here in Paulsbo at North Kitsap High School. Well, we're West Sound TV, happy to have you with us. We're almost to frantic February, Kitty.
Our favorite time of the year, Doc.
That's
Definitely.
right.
Some
Well,
people like March Madness, which I. But when you're with the high schools,
that's right.
oh, such fun.
And you know, the last couple of weeks, we've seen some pretty good contests. That double overtime between the Kingston girls and North Kitsap girls, the single overtime between Squim and Olympic. We've had some good ball games here these last couple of weeks.
We certainly have.
And North is going to get the inbound to begin number 4. Final period here in regulation. And they're going to blow the whistle, and I think they're going to tag that one to, we'll see. I think it's going to go to Hereford.
Fouls on number 22.
You are correct.
The Lady Knights, Alicia Hereford, her 4th foul.
4 on
2
Alicia.
for Molly.
And a great inbound pass by the Vikings.
Molly with double digits now. She has 11 points. Sophie Behringer into the game, number 11.
Beach. Back to Hereford. Her shot is off, but Bremerton will maintain it. Beach's shot is off. They've got 6 seconds on the shot clock. Klug will have to go up, and
Jump
they're going to call
ball.
a jump. And possession arrow is in favor of the Knights, I believe.
They're going to do it with 4 seconds if that's the case.
Uh-oh. That is the case.
Wide open over on this side if they'd seen it.
Hereford will inbound, and Klug will take the jump shot. Her own board. And, of course, she got a new shot clock because her first shot went off the iron.
Yep, and Kristen Brown's done for the night. She just fouled out, I'm pretty sure.
And
Fouls on number 13.
Yep.
Vikings, Kristen Brown.
You are correct, Kitty.
And they are bringing in Mackenzie.
Well, Kristen, though, has had a pretty good game coming off of not having played for quite a while.
She is not happy about it, though. There's a little competitiveness in that young woman. Molly Brown. See, the beauty
Molly
is, Lemon, yeah. If you have Sawyer shoot, she's not underneath.
Okay, now we have a referee's timeout
I
here.
think it has to do with the shot clock. Oh, it's a 2-shot foul.
Down at this end.
Details.
Yeah.
Details. Let's make sure they get all the time back on the clock.
6:36 left to go in the game, and 17 fouls on the Vikings. So they are in the penalty, putting Bremerton in the bonus, and Sawyer Klug is up to the free throw line. Coach Lindgren over there talking to Beach.
Taking the opportunity where the clock stopped and everyone discussing things to
Uh-oh,
do a little.
0.6 left to go.
We're all,
Can cut into it, and I think she should have one shot.
she does.
And our referee's still over there talking to the timers and
She's
Coach French.
6 of 7 from the line tonight. That was her first miss.
Maybe Coach French is saying, well, Kristen's didn't get her 5th foul because there was no time in the world.
We're in another universe, are we now,
That's right.
Doc?
The vortex.
That's wherever you live. That's what I'm pretty sure of that. We'll just go with that. If there was a flow to this game, these women have just lost it.
Yes.
7 points between them.
Of course, you want to get it right.
You do. No, they're doing that correct. They did need to go back. There was absolutely no doubt about that.
6:43 left to go here in Paulsbo in regulation, and a 7-point lead for the Vikings, 39-32. Relatively low-scoring contest, but part of it because of some pretty tough defense.
That's very true. There's been some steals, but the thing that's there hasn't been a lot of transition baskets from that defense, and that was kind of the difference you were talking about, where
That's correct.
Bremerton got a lot of those. But you can see this competitive side of Sawyer Klug as well, where when she gets out there, I don't know how they're taking this as a timeout almost. Debbie Lindgren, smart woman, she's got her girls at this end. Why not talk to them?
Well, we are not sending them a video feed to look at in 3 dozen different camera angles,
yeah.
and super slow-mo.
Our one that always has the time on it, exactly. I'm excited when I can get you the score at halftime. And I know our Spencer's usually pretty good about throwing up a score anytime there's a timeout. So we'll tell it to you verbally. 39-32, Vikings in the lead, 6:43 remaining.
Assistant coach Dave Snyder over there helping out.
Yeah, helping, I am sure. And our 3 officials, Teresa Smith, Jack Lawson, and Silas Fontes. Silas, the lead official this evening.
And he's currently talking to Coach French and Dave. And we will, as soon as we know what's going on, we'll let you folks out there in TV land know.
Or we'll make it up. We've been known to do that once or twice.
We do know Sawyer Klug will be up to the free throw line. She should have 1 shot left. And I think most of this is about shot clock and game clock.
That was my guess, but I really thought they had it reset at this point. As you can only do it to the best of your abilities without the instant replay.
That's correct. And as much as it may help, instant replay, it certainly is just way too expensive for
high school. Oh yeah, unless they're going to pay us and to bring in some extra cameras here.
And they, well, the networks do it at college. So
yeah.
The college has access to that network, but that's still a pretty
expensive. And that's not at every game, so that's kind of an unfair. I don't understand why they're doing the under 2 minutes. They can look at a replay to see who it went off of. The referee has guessed every other time. Why should he now actually?
Well, let's ask Dave.
Dave, we'll have to next time we get him out here. There's no doubt about it. And they don't truly guess, but they've said it convincingly. They believed it. Go with it. That if they're wrong, they're wrong.
And our head man out there talking to the scorer. So the 1 shot for Sawyer Klug, and it is going to be 6:43 on the game clock.
And that is off. And what's it? Oh, and we had a lane violation, so that's not going to count either.
And that took a second. Well, North Kitsap with possession and the lead up by 7.
Hamlet gets it inside. McKenzie for not to
nice shot.
Oh, some good
nice
passing.
Yes, it wasn't a shot, it was a pass. But a very nice pass. Cross court. Count it! And that's, they say, is worth 2. And that's Snyder, Hannah Snyder.
Hannah with 8 points. One of those senior co-captains.
Hereford with it. Over to Klug, 6 minutes left to go. She'll take the long outsider off, and ball tipped to North Kitsap.
I've never been a huge fan of that tip out because you don't know who you're tipping it to. That time it worked out. Uh-oh.
Oh, good eye by Sawyer. You could just see her keying in on that pass. I think she's taking Richard Sherman lessons.
All right, 2 for Lamoureux.
We've got a 7-point game, 41-34 with 5.5 left to go. The Vikings up.
There's McKenzie likes that one.
Ainsley McKenzie, the freshman, and she gets 2 inside that 3-point line.
So, Doc, that last name should be familiar. If you remember our golfer last year, she's a cousin.
Yeah.
So, from the one from Central Kitsap.
And whistle blows. The Vikings have the board, but I think they're going to call a foul on Bremerton.
On Hereford. That may be...
Number 22 of the Knights.
And that's 5.
Yep. So she will have to come out of the game for
And
Bremerton.
Hereford played a tough game. She didn't have any points this evening, but she really does a nice job out there as a freshman.
5 minutes to go and a 9-point lead, and now another timeout for the people in stripes. I can't say men.
I don't know what this stoppage is for. But a lot of people are going to stand in front of and try to get into the game then. One of those being Krista Matro.
Yeah, we got about 2.5 weeks left to go in the regular season, and everybody's working for everything they can
You
get.
bet.
Including the refs.
And the fans got a Viking power cheer going down.
Snyder passes it down in the corner, back to Snyder. Oh, good passing by the North Kitsap Vikings, and McKenzie ends up with the 2.
Coach said that she's learning to be tougher underneath that basket, and that's exactly what that one was.
Oh, and a great takeaway by the Vikings, but they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow is North, and once again, that was McKenzie.
She's just suddenly coming alive. That's nice to see. Sienna King doing a nice job of tying that ball up and not having it totally stolen once it was McKenzie had gotten it.
Well, 4:34 left to go in the game, and it's back up to an 11-point lead now for North Kitsap, 45-34 over the Bremerton High Knights.
I think this is a really smart timeout by Coach Lindgren. North was getting a little bit of flow there, and they were going to get this turnover as well with an opportunity to go up by as much as 13. 13 points in a game where you've only scored 34 is a lot to make up.
Well, West Sound Community TV, we're a local nonprofit whose mission is to produce, promote, and help to develop local community television. And we're happy to be able to produce community events to replay over the Access Channel, Community Access Channel, DKAT, Channel 3 Comcast, and Channel 12. And very happy to be working with the Kitsap Sun the last couple of years to be able to stream these great community programs over the internet.
Doc, it's been wonderful. You know, we've always made an effort. We've gotten it on community access, which I think is still really cool, because then you get to watch it on your TV. And most people can actually watch the stream on their TV nowadays too, because they have all these smart TVs and everything else. And it is so neat that there are grandparents and wives and just, who knows, like you said, military personnel who are out there, who we can talk about for the next 20, 30 seconds at least while they're still working out, I believe, time issues.
And you know, that's always the part that makes me a believer in what Kitsap Sun has been able to provide as a great service to the community, is the fact that we have so many people around the world in our community. And of course, the military people are out on duty, you know, out on a rotation or something. And grandma and grandpa back in North Dakota or Illinois actually can see their grandchildren play.
I have a friend whose father was hooked on our basketball. He would watch absolutely everything. It didn't matter whether, because he had grandsons playing the Sontag boys, but he would watch most of them because he just thought it was so much fun to watch Kitsap County and friends of his family.
And like you said, nowadays, a computer can go up on the big screen.
You bet. You can, and that makes the choppiness that much more fun. But I do believe we've gotten the second half going a little bit better. Some wire problems, and
it looks better. That's for sure.
Thanks to Brian Lewis sending me some texts, then letting me know how that was going and giving some suggestions. He's one of our IT guys at the Sun. We continually work to make it a better product because A, I'm a perfectionist, and B, I hate to disappoint people. So we continue to do our best.
Well, we have 4 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in regulation, and the Vikings are ahead of the Lady Knights from Bremerton by 11, 45-34. And it will be a Viking inbound. And we're just not sure when and where, or what county.
I think we got the county. We might be there. We just don't know what time. I think we're going with the time issue. But, you know, I appreciate what the referees are doing. They want to make sure this is right, and because this is that important to these girls.
That's right. Okay, here we go. Inbound for the Vikings.
Some nice screening to get people open. Great motion.
And Baugh's shot is off. But a nice
Hamlet for 2.
Offensive rebound by the Vikings and a putback. And they've got it back up to a 13-point lead for North Kitsap.
Sawyer Klug going to go ahead and try for 3.
Oh, whistle blows. Did she get fouled on the shot, or was it a...
He says it's a 1-and-1.
Okay, so it went, well, they're putting Klug up there.
So it was post shot.
Okay.
Is what they're saying. It's on Hamlet on the foul.
First one down for Sawyer.
Have her at 28 points.
That second one rattles off. Rebound pulled down by the Vikings. Hannah Snyder.
I know. Do you hold your breath every time, Doc?
Yeah.
It is part of the plan, so.
Okay, and that's part of the plan, I'm sure, from Coach French, which is to have Hannah Snyder put it down.
She's got 10 now, and she's had like 3 shots that were that close to being 3-pointers. But you don't mind as long as she's still making them and looking good.
You know, maybe at this level, at high school, it's okay.
Oh, it is.
Do those, but yeah, it's scary, those big cross-court passes that don't have 100 miles on them an hour. Oh, look at that.
Snyder has found the range.
She's got
and
the
it's
feel.
Just inside that 3-point line.
51-35 lead now for the Vikings. You know, the Vikings are playing Kingston again this season before the regular season's over.
Always a fun game, as we found out.
It will be here at North this time. Next time.
Oh, he's going to call the travel. He's never worked a college game, obviously. That was Elizabeth Lamoureux, even though she was called for the travel. That was a great move. Excellent left hand.
3:04 left to go, and it's now a 51-35 lead for the Vikings.
I'm actually surprised, well, that the Knights haven't tried any full court pressure. Vikings have done a little bit.
Yeah, the takeaway that time by Klug. She'll drive the glass, count it for 2 for Sawyer. 2:40 though, still a pretty good lead for the Vikings, 51-37. Off the iron, and Bremerton with the rebound, but double team. Nice job to get it out of that double team by Lamoureux, the freshman.
Yeah, she's had an excellent game.
Beach's shot is good for 2.
Her first 2 points of the night.
Timeout. Coach French with 2:12 left to go here in the 4th period. Bremerton making a little bit of a run at it, down now by 51-39.
Well, one of the things Coach French will probably talk about is maybe taking a little bit more time off that shot clock right now. But I'm not totally for that all the time. I think it takes you out of the rhythm of your game, and especially at a high school level. We watched Bremerton actually do that against Kingston when they had that huge lead, and part of it was just practicing it. But seldom did they score.
And Kingston came back on them.
They did.
They were down by 20 at one point.
Exactly.
And got within, what, 5, 7?
Right, and it really was never in question. But it is a skill to have, but sometimes to keep in the rhythm of the game, to me, is more important.
As I always say, especially for football, the prevent defense is to prevent you from winning.
Oh, it is. You're not a kid. Just crazy.
Okay, 2:12 left to go here. We got to have a few more football references. Since we are going.
And we are surrounded by many people in Seahawk jerseys, surprisingly.
Our good buddy, Mr. Patrick, formerly Mr. Mopar, and now Mr. Seahawk Duncan.
Mr. Patrick Seahawk Duncan, yes. Another one of our crazy West Sounders. We love it.
And
here comes Mackenzie.
A North Kitsap grad. And counted for 2.
And her uncle is standing. Good to see.
1:48 left to go. The rainbow shot. Didn't hit iron and jump ball. Possession arrow to North.
Even though...
No. Yeah, that's...
I think you're correct.
The way they pointed.
Yeah, they did. It was just the Bremerton team liked that end of the court better. I can't really blame them. Better chance to score.
Minute and a half left to go.
Oh,
Rebecca had a good idea, but Sawyer Klug
you know,
had
that's a
better
couple
D.
times that Sawyer's stolen that exact same pass.
Yep.
And it's part of just her familiarity, if I could only say it, with Rebecca Baugh. But that's something you got to learn.
Yep. And obviously she has good court vision.
Oh, yeah.
Vision is a major thing in most of our sports. Jump ball, this time it'll go to Bremerton. And that was freshman Krista Matro tying it up.
She had her listed at 5'9", but that is incorrect. I actually did not have a height for her. Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, she's not. It was just one of those where I didn't remove the height. I changed the name, but not the height.
Well, we've got under a minute left to play in the game, and North Kitsap will go up to the free throw line. Hannah Snyder going up to the free throw line, senior co-captain.
I have Hannah with 12 points tonight, and some really important ones here going down the stretch where she was very warm.
Yeah, get another one.
101 from the line so far. Not a lot of free throws shot tonight by North Kitsap.
Second one off the iron, and Lamoureux again. We don't keep the rebounds, but she's had a ton of them.
She has. She's done a great job.
Yeah, Klug drives the paint. One-hander up, and again Lamoureux with another board. And shot goes up for Sophie Behringer, and she'll get a trip to the free throw line.
She's ancient, Doc. She's a junior.
I've been really impressed, though, by Lamoureux, a freshman. She's just been picking up a lot of rebounds and loose balls down in the paint.
That first one down for Behringer. And you know what I didn't find out, and I don't think we've seen, I don't think Lacey Johnson's played tonight, so she might be hurt.
She is not.
And that second one down, you love that. Out of any junior, sophomore, freshman, ooh.
In fact, I don't see her over on the bench.
Yeah, I don't think she is. And they just called an over and back.
39.6 left on the game clock. Bremerton with the inbound. Beach sends it in to Klug.
Nice movement by Beach on that.
Yeah. Oh, and Bremerton takes it away again.
Julia Ratcliffe with that pass.
And you notice how once they get it, they always give it to Sawyer.
Not a bad idea.
She got a great rebound. Would not go in for her. Tough rebound and put back that would not go down. And foul's going to be whistled with 9.9 seconds left to go.
So we're looking at Ainsley doing a Mackenzie on that one where she got the rebound, was bringing it out. According to Coach French, she actually has played a lot of guard, and they're asking more post work out of her now that Kristen Brown isn't there as much, and she's done a really nice job this evening. I have her with 8 points.
Shots off, and Bremerton with the board. They'll have an opportunity for the last shot. Sawyer sends it down to Lamoureux. Count it for 2, and That's appropriate.
It is.
Sawyer and Lamoureux have had great games tonight, really hustled out there for the Bremerton Knights, but at the end of the night, the North Kitsap Vikings come away with a convincing 54-43 win that'll keep them right in that hunt for that top 4 spots.
Doc, this was a kind of the game we expected. Hard fought, tough defense. The poise, the fact that you had a few more older players on this North Kitsap team definitely showed up. You could see that difference. You see huge growth in those freshmen on the Bremerton side, and they have nothing but they have Sawyer Klug to learn from. So they're going to get better. Pretty exciting for them.
Well, with that loss, unfortunately, it puts Bremerton at 5-7, which is probably going to be too far out with 3 games left to get back up into those top 4. But the Vikings have certainly told everybody they're going to fight for that 4th position.
Oh, most certainly, and that they are ready to do something in postseason.
As I said, they got to still play Kingston down here once again.
Yep.
And do they have another game with Olympic? I think they may.
think you might be right, Doc.
So the North Kitsap Vikings, their destiny is in their own hands.
Yay!
As they say. Well, we're West Sound TV. Happy to have you with us here. And thanks to the Kitsap Sun for streaming it live. Kitty is working the stream tonight for you, as well as producing our high school sports. Patricia Ann on the camera, and I'm the doctor, Doc Parr, for West Sound TV. Says, stay tuned. We will see you soon.